What it do? What it do? You already know what we doing. You already know where we at. It's the Chop Shop. It's the free space where we come and discuss whatever we feel like talking about. You know what I mean? No judgment, free thinking. You know what I mean? This is a safe place. You know, as safe as it
Yeah,
could.
sure.
You know, safe as it could be. Because whatever happens after we talk. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I don't know, but but I got my homie with me, Steve. Um, we connected on Twitter through the whole fandom of pretty much release the Snyder Cut, right? And
Oh
uh,
yeah, that thing. Yeah,
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 yeah, that thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That little thing. Yeah, Lisa Snyder cut. Yeah, released,
It's released. The one thing
released.
that wasn't there supposedly, right? It didn't
Hmm.
exist, and apparently it did. So here we are, right? And now we've been fighting the good fight for the air cut, right? Um, for the
Sure.
whole restore the Snyderverse, and all that good stuff that we're hoping comes to fruition via merger, right? Because it looks like that
Yeah,
might be
sure.
our only last hope at this point, right?
Is it?
I,
Is it?
I don't know, it feels that way. It feels like that's all we
I
can
don't know,
hold
man.
on to. You know what I mean? Whether it's true or not. Again, the powers that be at WB, you know, I don't know what the hell they smoke. I don't know what it is they be thinking, but unfortunately, we live in this reality, right? But enough of that, right? Like
Hmm.
I'm not trying to focus on these movies that we know exist. We know they're there. WB's holding out. That's on them. Let's talk about something good, positive. Um, let's talk about growth, personal passion, right? What it is we love to do,
Hmm.
but more so what it is you love to do, my friend. Um, because man, dude, like honestly, I've been following your work, and I'm a fan. I'm actually a fan, and I know we you know, and we're gonna. I'm gonna let the people see for themselves, but but for now, till we get there,
Hmm.
um, certain projects that I have seen you in, that I really, man, like I, I really hope and pray, dude, that like you belong on the big screen for real, dude. Like you really do got some like acting skills, bro. Like just seeing you in for sure the one that had me, bro, was the You Don't Want Me Here, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That one. Yeah.
That one, what was going on, Jeffrey?
Hey,
The
the watch. Is that the Watchtower?
Watchtowers here,
The
man. Hey guys,
Watchtower.
what do you think David is thinking about Zach being on Netflix? I think if Zach is successful, Zach will be back. I mean, that's again, I just said that a few minutes ago. I'm hoping I feel that's our last hope. That's what I think. I don't, I have no faith in WB whatsoever at this moment. Um, Not that I don't know what David Zaslav means, but I don't know. Anyways, so okay, yeah, that was great. Yes, right, exactly. See, you got another fan here. I guess Jeff saw the You Don't Want Me Here. Um, but yeah, man, I saw you in that, and that was the first thing I saw. That you shared with us. That I was like, yo, like this dude got it, man. You know, um, you had me convinced that you were this bum off the street, military vet or something. Like that's what it seemed like.
Mhm.
And you really had me believe that you could be this character, this guy. And then everything else was great too. Shout out to who are they? Burrow Films or something like that.
No, Terminal Borough. Yeah,
There you go,
Terminal
Terminal
Borough.
Burrow Films, right? Shout out to them. Um, but because everything else was great too, like the horror elements, the suspense to it. Yeah, that weird monster in the wall downstairs in the you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But
It got me, bro. It got
yeah,
me.
it got yeah,
It got me. It didn't let me escape. I
you're
wanted to
right.
get out, but you can't. You can't leave
You can't leave once you're in, bro. You know what I'm saying?
once
There's
you're
no
in.
escaping, man.
It's true.
Oh man. So that was the first thing I saw you in, bro. And like I said, I was like, whoa, dude, this guy connect. Um After that, I think I want to say Ben W did his homework on you.
Did he?
And yeah, I
Ben.
think
Oh
I
shoot.
want to say it was Ben W. Somebody I want to say in the Watchmen was like, yo, what else has this guy done?
Oh my god.
And they
The Watchmen.
found yeah, they found the Wasted
Oh
movie
that.
dude. Yo, that was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Oh, thank you. I'm
Yeah.
glad the Watchmen liked that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That was one like the first earlier project. It's we still have it up in. We still want to do like say a feature or a series based on that, but that's kind of
Yeah,
like when we first really got onto Twitter. That
right.
was so long ago, and
Yeah, no, right. I looked at I saw I'm like, oh,
mhm.
like you could tell that was your first project. I think even the timestamp on it was like, oh, okay, it's an earlier
Well,
project at
it
first.
was kind of like the first project where we really went and used social media to get the word out, right?
Right,
So
right,
I think myself and everyone else, then we started hitting people up and say, hey, we got this stoner zombie comedy and have all these elements to it. I think it's different. That sets us up apart. We want to do something with it. We want to make a series or maybe a movie or something like that. But take a look at
right,
us, and we actually got some looks. But that's really where it's like we kind of use Twitter and social media, Facebook when it was something,
right, right,
and, right, and when we used it to our advantage to and really try to capitalize on like what this platform could be.
right,
So
right,
and learning and the steps uh, with wasted getting that out, understanding how to use social media, how to use the hashtags. It was a really good learning curve for us.
mm,
Like for me personally, and like what to
right,
do, and then came Zach's movies and BVS and Man of Steel. Like, but really wasted. Like, I kind of understood like, okay, how does this place work?
mm,
And even though I'm not in the group anymore, but if you remember in the Watchmen group, I made this analogy of what Twitter is. It's like lunch tables at high school.
right. In high school, yeah,
You got all these groups, but they're all lunch tables, right?
right, right.
And
Everybody's got their own lunch table.
yeah, and
Yeah,
which table sets trends and one table takes the trends, but
right,
also where information is passed through tables and tables, right?
right,
And everyone's is kept into their table. But then you get some of these handles that go from table to table,
right.
and then you get the main like I would say the main SAC or main student council table that takes from from Black Twitter and
Right, right,
Hispanic Twitter and minority Twitter or whatever colored Twitter you want to mention,
right, right,
and they make it their own thing.
right,
And then
right, right.
the student council thing is like, okay, now we can't chill with y'all anymore. We can't,
Yeah.
right? But the thing is that because they're the student council table, is that you'd get all the news from them because they're
Right,
the student council.
right.
But at the end of the day, you still gotta go outside, right? Like
That's right.
it's
That's right.
whatever's on the table is on the table.
That's all right.
Whatever's in the
Exactly.
lunchroom,
Right.
you still
Once
gotta
you're out
go
of there, you're out
outside.
of there, though. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you go outside, that's a whole you step into the real world.
You're right. Exactly. Best said, the real world.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, no, but yeah, and dude, the thing is, like, even that project, being at your first, your first project, I really, you could really see the thought out comedy in it. You know what I mean? Despite compared to your newer stuff, yeah, you could tell it was your like an earlier project, but even then, still like between the dialogue and the cutscenes, the way it followed through, it was still well put together. And low key, I could see that, like, if
Yeah.
that would have been like a series for sure,
Mhm,
like you could see that.
mhm.
Um, then I want to say after that I saw Ruby,
Oh,
which,
that one, yeah.
dude, yo, that was crazy. But like, surprisingly, a part of me was like if that was like a longer film, you know, like you guys could do something there, like, you know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
even all of them for sure, like, but for sure that Ruby one, when I saw what you guys did there and kind of how you guys played with that whole, I don't know what to call it, but I mean, you would know better what the idea was that you guys were trying to push out. And I guess I should ask, like, whose idea? Why was that idea? And you know, how did that come to be? Because you know, there's a certain reality to that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
To that
Yeah.
short film you guys did.
Mhm.
Even though it's like a thriller, but again, definitely much a very there's realism to it. You know, but why don't you go ahead and just share like
So
what was the idea? You know?
Ruby is about this one girl who's out of work, but then becomes a call sex operator, and she lives in this apartment building, and she's very much a inclusive introvert and doesn't want to go outside. And it's kind of predates to how we were all last year, where we have to be inside and you don't want to go out, and you're
Right,
kind of like being stuck inside. And what do you do? How do you get your income?
right,
So then, and even it's very much relates to real world situations where you kind of sometimes you have to go into sex work
right,
to make ends, and work is work, that's the truth.
right.
And
Yeah,
it also plays with my character coming in trying to be that good innocent person, or not innocent person. I would say there's more like a person that's very interested in Ruby's character, in this Ruby character, and wants
yeah,
to be part of it, like very
right.
much so, but also has this infatuation and also this clinging on to. And it's the term escapes me, but almost like as if I need to have Ruby, right?
Right,
It's
right,
almost like kind of like with some of these fans and some of these fandoms, like, oh, I need to
right.
have this, I need to have this thing, and I'll play nice, or I'll, you know what? I'm not gonna name names, but it's as if I was a shill for Ruby. I was
Right.
simping for Ruby. There you go.
Yes, yes.
So let's just say I was a shill for Ruby, and
Right.
I'm playing nice and playing this, but when I'm at home, I have these deeper ulterior motives of how I fantasize myself with Ruby, and my connection to Ruby leads me to of not a darker path, but more of like are my truer intentions of it
Yeah.
behind
No,
the facade, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
as you,
true, true.
yeah,
You know, so okay, okay, I do I like this because okay, that like that one really, like I said, it really piqued my interest because I felt there was really like real world element. I mean,
mhm,
even the other one, like but this one for sure, right? And like I like how you say you know, it kind of was relative to what we kind of went through recently, right? The whole being closed in.
yeah,
Um, so but then even just like let's just you know that's the sex work, right? Which what was interesting to me is that it was like an earlier version of what you know what now seems to be like OnlyFans, right? You
mhm,
know,
mhm.
something similar along those lines, you know, kind of like things that you know I guess females more than males are doing now
A
to
lot of
get
males are on OnlyFans
yeah
too, and
yeah
that's
but more
and
females for sure, you know. I mean, I don't know, like there's this other YouTube channel I follow that they kind of like bring these, you know, and they have a whole conversation. Either way,
mhm,
I'm not here to plug them, but whole point is, you know, you go there. Life sometimes takes you there. Is what I'm saying, right?
yeah, yeah,
And and it's sad, you know, that it happens, but it happens, you know.
mhm,
And you can say that with anything in life that leads you down a path to make income in a way you're not supposed to, right? That's you know, or you really shouldn't have to, but sometimes you do.
mhm,
Um, but like with your character, I didn't feel so much that he was bad from the get. I felt like his intentions were pure at first, right?
mhm.
He buys her the groceries and does things for her, brings up the mail. He might have this obsession, right?
Yeah, that's the
Um,
word, obsession. Yeah.
yeah, he might have this obsession over her, but and maybe this obsession gets the best of him
Mhm.
at times, most times. But you know, he's kind of still this. That's his struggle. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He has this struggle, and then to the point that he kind of breaks, right? And he finally decides like, well, let me do this phone call service thing, right? And it turns out that the woman he's been obsessing over and fantasizing about, you know, and then also like I think at one point, I mean, I think could we talk about it, or I don't, I don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
Sure, sure.
I want to say at one point, like he kind of like listens in, right, like through the floor, right through one of her phone calls and stuff, and
Yeah.
kind of
Because we live in the characters live in this apartment complex, and my character lives directly above Ruby's
above
character.
Ruby's character, right?
So then I can hear from the floorboards because
Right.
all apartments aren't made.
Yeah.
All project apartments are made like that. But yeah, it's an obsession, and but also like yeah, he seems innocent at first, and he buys stuff and everything. But again, it goes back to okay, I'll get to that. Okay,
right.
But to finish up with this,
Yeah.
to get to what do you call it? To get to wanting Ruby's affection and everything, again, it can be as like, oh yeah, I'm trying to be chivalrous and all that, but then it could also look at it as like, why are you trying so hard, and what really do you want? And it goes back into the play of again simping, right? And
Yeah,
chilling out.
Yeah.
Although I gotta say again, not gonna name. I don't even know who. Not gonna name names. But hey, I just want to put it out there now in the chop shop. Hey, WB, if you want to chill, I'm here.
Right.
Because I'm too old. I need income.
Right.
And get my man Vega too, because we need to make music.
Yes.
For Fandom 2023, we'll make. I'll be the host of Vega. Vega.
Right. What's good? Holla at us.
But yeah, holla. Hey, Zazov, anybody. We'll chill. We'll get some good people to chill for you.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But going back to it, it's like when you're chilling or when you're simping, it's like you're doing all these things and all bringing all these gifts and you're trying to be nice and everything. But what does this person really want? It makes nowadays with social media, and it really brought about. You could really got to question things, right? Especially, and I think it's even more for females too, and some males, is that when you've seen people being nice and everything, like what's really going on? Because there's so many horror stories and there's so many things where it can escalate, right?
Right.
And I've seen that, and at times when, especially when a female says no, it's like, listen, we're just friends. You got that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
It's like that's their intention, but it's like, how far do you push it, right? And you even see it in even some baits, even on the timeline. It's like someone posts this, and then you get all these other idiots posting down, oh no, you're so beautiful, you're so great. Don't be hurt by them. You want me to help you out? I'll help you out. Yeah. Like, guy, listen, you don't have to buy this person that Funko Pop,
Right.
Like, listen, guy, what are you
doing? Man, that's the truth. Though. That's the truth. That's the truth.
And it goes both. Yeah, it goes both ways.
It goes both ways. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. I mean, I guess in the end of the day, I was trying to be sympathetic towards your character. You know what I mean?
That's because you like me. That's why.
Right. I think that's what it was. Right. I thought I saw you. I'm like, no, man, it's my homie Steve. Why would you do it? But I feel like in the end of the day, like he finally realizes, like he gives that call, and turns out it was old girl, and it's this moment, and then she realizes, like, oh snap, I'm caught up, in a sense, right? Yeah. Because I think it's because when he went to go look at the letter, that's what it was, right? Yeah, that's what it was. He finds he will bring up Ruby's mail from time to time, and eventually he decides to open up one of the mail that she had, and it turns out it was like the check or something like that for working for that phone service. So he keeps the number, and he eventually calls the number.
Yeah.
So
to get to before we get to this question, in preparing for roles, I can't really say what I can give like the best advice, because there's so many different techniques and there's so many different ways of prepare and preparation. But for me, the only thing I can say for me when I act is that if I believe it's real, then you'll believe it's real. That's the way I look at it. So if I were to give any piece of advice, again, I'm not the best in giving techniques or giving preparation or anything. Maybe if you ask Ray, he'll tell you something. But I would say, if you believe it's real, then the audience will believe it's real because they can see it. And even though we may think like, oh, the audience is stupid or whatnot, like, no, like the audience can know. They will know. Some
Right.
might let it pass because maybe they think you're cute, or everyone thinks you're cute, Jeffrey. But the thing is, but you can really tell is that okay, it's like, yeah, he'll just get away, or he or she will get away because, like, they seem nice or they seem naive, but end of the day, you got to make them feel it's real. You got to believe it's real, and
Right.
people can see right through you, right? So
You heard it here, guys. You heard it here. Um,
but what do I know?
oh man. Okay, so um, let's continue. Let's continue on your work. Again, guys, Steve, he asked, in case you haven't got that by now, and he's got a few short films he's done that I've seen, and actually, he's actually appeared on a film. It's a Christmas film, and dude, really funny.
Oh, that one, yeah.
What's it called again? So that
It's
people
a
can.
cup of cheer, yeah.
There you go, a cup of cheer, a cup of cheer. And honestly, like, if you're looking for a funny holiday film to watch in the season, since we're about to get there, that's definitely one to catch. The homie Steven there, he's the mailman, right? No, or
Oh,
a
the
police
sheriff. I'm
officer.
the sheriff.
Yeah, the sheriff. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the
the
sheriff,
one,
police officer. Yeah.
the one token sheriff in his whole white town.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is because the movie Cup of Cheer is supposed to be a spoof on all the Hallmark movies that
Right.
we're going to get all
Exactly.
this time. So if you go on Tubi, and it's still there, if you just type Cup of Cheer, and yeah, it's a spoof on Hallmark movies. So hopefully
Yeah.
you get a laugh, and that's the intention, is to spoof all these
Right.
silly Hallmark movies where
Yep.
you see two wonderful white boy and white girl that
Right.
get together at the bake shop, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so wonderful."
Right, exactly.
You know what'll get people interested if one of these Hallmark movies, after they kiss in the bake shop, they say, "Oh, Merry Christmas and restore the Snyderverse."
Restore the
Restore the Snyderverse. Merry Christmas. Now, if we get the Hallmark crowd to say
Come
that,
on now, right,
there you go.
exactly.
There you go.
We
That's a
gotta
mission.
we gotta find a way to crack the Hallmark crowd.
That's a mission for the Watchmen. There you go. Right. Get that.
Yeah. But yeah, so a cup of cheer, guys. A cup of cheer. If you haven't seen it, if you're looking for a holiday spoof, that's the one to check out. Now, Lamb.
Oh yeah.
Lamb, right? He's like, huh? What about a lamb? No.
Yeah.
So there's this other horror short film he did called Lamb, and I gotta say, dude, I was impressed. And at the same time, I want you to be able to elaborate what's going on, because even for myself, I was kind of like, man, what's going on? Like, like, I just know you wake up in the woods, you got this envelope, and there's this voice speaking, apparently you're the last hope, or everybody's depending on you. What was going on there? What was happening? What's the, I guess, the overall arc that was being approached there?
So, before I get into that, my favorite animated show, if you're going by regular like cartoons, I would say my favorite one. There's a bunch, but the only thing I can think of now is probably Spider-Man, the animated series in the 90s.
Okay, that's a good
That's
one.
one. And second would be I'm gonna go Darkwing Duck.
Oh wow. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
no judgment here. Now I will say, I'm surprised you like just totally missed out on one of the greatest animated cartoons, and to me that would
Wait, are
be
we including like animes and 80s stuff or whatnot? Like, are
right.
we
So I don't
including
know.
all
That's the real good question, because like there are different like
Yeah.
genre types within the animated spectrum. But to, like, I guess counter, not counter, but to kind of just refer to the ones you brought up, I would say Batman the animated series
Mhm.
and Justice League the animated series. Those
Oh,
are
that's
like
the one where now he's not a good Superman anymore. Now
right.
he's not the best representation of Superman. I guess that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. You see,
It's hard to keep up, you know.
okay, yeah, he said in general. So
Oh, in general.
yeah.
Shit. Then you got Thundercats, you got Cops. Cops
Yeah,
is one of my favorites.
there's so many.
I
Yeah.
love Cops.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
damn,
there's so many. Yeah,
there's too many really to to even have a favorite.
Yeah.
But
Biker Mice from Mars. Have you ever seen that?
oh, Biker Mice from Mars, bro.
That one,
That was my
and
joint.
was Dino Riders was hype.
Dino
That was
Riders.
a
Oh,
hype
how
one.
about man, the shark one with the sharks. The guy,
Oh
the
yeah,
teenagers that turn
Street
street
Sharks.
sharks. Yeah, dude, come on,
That's
man.
where Vin Diesel did. He did early in his career. He did like a
Really?
promotional. Because some acting gigs you get to for these conventions you do like commercial promotional stuff.
Mm.
So you get to promote like products and everything. So there is you can find like Vin Diesel promoting like Street Sharks, the new toy
Oh
line,
wow.
at some
Wow.
toy fair commercial back in the '90s or something like that.
Oh wow. I did
It's
not
really
know that.
dope.
I did
Mhm.
not know that. Look at that.
That's what I want to do. I want to promote a toy line. Yo.
Hey,
That's what I would love to do.
right. That's dope.
Get the Watchmen toy
Get-
line. Ben W, Hamad, Billy, Lord Koj, Step,
Yo,
all
those
these
would be
guys,
some right,
all these
right.
guys, the Snyder cultists toy
Yeah.
line. Get them now. No shilling.
No
This is
shilling. No
no
shilling.
shilling. No shilling. They all with their what is it? Their kung fu grips. And, and you press a button and they all say something in a phrase.
Yeah. Whatever the phrases are, the ones that they
Whatever
use most,
phrases, yeah. The Watchmen toy line. Get that. Get that, yeah.
Yo, that would be a crazy toy line, man.
That'll be a hilarious toy
Hell
line.
yeah, hell yeah. Let's hit a McFarlane right now. See what we
Oh
can
yeah,
have.
McFarlane, yeah. McFarlane Watchmen toy line. Yeah. The Hamad one is gonna be the best.
Oh hell yeah! Oh,
one-
matter of fact, what they should do is for reference, use the Snyder Cut Fighters version of us. You know
Yeah,
what I
the
mean?
Cynical Fighters. Yeah. No, Geo comes with his his camera accessories and all his A24 Blu-ray accessory.
right.
He's just got a like a street sign that says Charleston.
Justin, right? Yeah, like he's like it comes with the stand and everything.
Oh,
The
yeah,
signs
yeah.
on the back.
You know. And it comes with a sign, drink from the chalice, that's it. And this has a go deep, that's it.
right.
There you go. McFarlane,
There
Watchmen,
you
toy
go.
line.
Come on. Holla at us. Holla at us.
Holla,
We
Todd,
got,
man,
we
holla.
got ideas for days, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
Woo wee. Yes, Lamb. Talk to us about Lamb. Talk to
Okay.
us about Lamb.
So Lamb is again with my buddy is at Terminal Bar. We just wanted to do something.
Yeah.
It's kind of like kind of like when you make demos or you want to put your stuff out there, right? Because you never
Right.
know. Nowadays, it's such a great tool for outreach.
Right.
Like when you put your songs out there, when you put your tracks, somebody might like share a tune and everything, and it's like, oh, I want to hear more of this. I want to see what's popping here. So that's kind of like the idea with Lamb, where we had this idea where you have my character be stuck in an open game world field. You wake up, I make a spear, and I'm given this letter of having to kill this thing for
Right.
the sake of humanity and everything like that.
Right.
Sort of like a battle royale situation. And then
Right.
once I'm going into the game field, and I find this thing, and I get ready to battle. So the whole idea, that's the main idea, is to put it out there and see what interest there is. And we do have a feature idea with it,
Mm.
and things are in talks, but that was the main thing. Is just to create content and put it out there. I spoke, sometimes you speak to some filmmakers or creatives or even music guys, and what's nowadays, as I said, what's the best way to get yourself out there, right? You gotta
Right.
put some content out there so people can find it,
Right.
because there's so much.
Oh yeah. No.
It's
no
like
doubt.
there's so many things out there, and you don't know what's good or what's happening. Like not to say that it's all bad, but some things you got to really find some real nuggets. You got to
Right.
find some gems.
No,
So
that's true.
hopefully they find our gems and say, okay, what differentiates this from these guys? Because unlike what I would say, like 5 years ago or even a couple years ago on YouTube when it first started, like nobody knew, and then that's how all these people rose about,
Right.
because it was like an open market. But now everyone's latched on. It's like, oh, how do you make yourself different? What new
Right.
ideas are out there?
Right. You really have to
That,
like be
yeah,
innovative with it. Yeah.
yeah, and that's the idea with Lamb. So that's how that came about.
Nice, nice. Yeah, because like it's funny you said that. See, I didn't know that was the approach. I was trying to figure that out, but what was funny to me is that like when I saw it, it gave me vibes to this to a game that I actually do have played before, called 7 Days to Die.
Hmm.
So I don't know if you've played that, but it's a similar. It's actually like very similar. Like you kind of your character wakes up in the middle of a map somewhere. He's somehow naked. He's got like his underwears on, but
Yeah,
then there's this letter you open up, and it turns out you've been placed there, and there's like a zombie apocalypse going on, and you kind of have to survive and stuff. You find the resources, and you know uh, you kind of have to survive. That's the
yeah.
with the intention of the game. You keep killing zombies, you fortify, whatever. So anyways, that's kind of the vibe I got, and
Hmm.
lo and behold. But okay, hold on. Let's see. Jeff asking another question before we move to the main one, the Phantom of the Machine, or the Machine Phantom. What's it called? The Phantom Machine. There you
Yeah,
go. That's the
Phantom
one.
Machine.
Well, before we get to that, let's see what he's saying. What did you think of Army of Thieves? I thought it was great. I generally don't like romantic comedies, but this was great to me.
It was a romantic comedy. I thought it was a heist movie. What's funny about it is that Army of Thieves. It's that's that's cool. That's cool if you think it's a romantic comedy. But I uh, I thought it was really fun,
It
and
was.
and I'm a fan of romantic comedies.
Yep. Yep.
And but as a heist film, I like it. I really like it as a heist film, and I
Mm.
like that it connects to Army of the Dead. And what can I say? I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Yeah. Yeah. If I would say it for me, it's funny because I could see what he's talking about, like the whole romance, because in the end, they do play on that, like that heavy, even to the. I don't know if should we talk about it. I don't know, people. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it.
Well,
Army of
everyone has
Thieves.
seen it.
Okay, just want to
Was
make
it
sure.
number one
It
in
was number
90
one on
countries?
Netflix, right? So I would be surprised if you haven't watched it. But if you
It's number
haven't,
one. It's number one
yeah,
in
go
Papua New
watch it
Guinea of all
now,
places.
and then just come back and watch the rest of this interview. But it ends on that note, really, right? Like the whole finally him with Gwendolyn, and he even names the store after her, right? And it's funny because I don't know if you got the chance to watch. I think Zach today posted this like back and forth interview he had
Oh, with Matthias. No,
Matthias, right?
no, I didn't see it.
So I saw bits and pieces of it before actually having to start my, heading off on the road at work. Um, and they were really heavily talking about doing more prequels, right?
Mhm.
Like a prequel to this, like pretty much like they could keep expanding on different characters throughout that universe now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But don't do too much.
yeah, exactly. Don't do
Technically,
too
prequels
much,
to all
right?
of these things.
Right, exactly. But what's clear to me personally, for what I took from it, is two things, right? Is that one, at the end, again, if if he never reconnected with Gwendolyn,
Mhm.
that means she exists still in that universe. You know what I mean? Like she's in prison, or maybe she escaped. She's there somewhere,
Yeah.
so she still exists. And then to top that off, for whatever reason, Zach felt the need to tell all of us that we never saw him die. You know what I mean? So I don't know what that means, but what it
That's
can mean,
that's kind of like a rule of it's kind of a stupid rule with horror movies or something.
right? If you don't
Because
see him die, he's
yeah, if
you
you
know.
don't see them die, which is stupid. I mean, come
Yeah,
on,
right,
like,
right. There
yeah,
was a bunch of zombies behind them, but let's just say they could come up with some sort. Who's to say? This is what
yeah,
I'm trying to get at. Who's to say, right? And if they really wanted to just like fuck with our heads, closes the thing, right? And I'm not saying they have to do this. This is just one of the many ways they
yeah.
can make it happen, is what I'm saying. And oh man, we thought the zombies took him, but lo and behold, Gwendolyn was following him the whole time to watch his back. and pop, 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 pop because she's good with them guns, helps him escape. I'm just saying.
Could be,
I'm
or
just saying.
or it's just yeah, it's like, that's also saying it's like, oh, so technically if we didn't see them die, then they're still alive. So I guess all the people Batman shot down in BVS are still alive then, because we
But
didn't see them die.
right,
Yeah,
right. We didn't see him
we
die,
didn't
but I
see them
mean,
die.
you know,
So, but you're telling me Batman killed these people, but I didn't see them die. I didn't see anything. You tell me.
Hey,
So Peter didn't
I
die.
didn't see anything. You didn't see anything.
Yeah,
Nobody saw anything.
Sebastian didn't die. Then that's the case. Come on. But then again, it's like they can do whatever they want, and I
Mhm.
think like I found it interesting with Army of the Dead is that they set up all these things. It's where is that the next movie, Planet of the Dead. I think that's where you get everything put in, as with Army of Thieves, the the animated series, Army of the Dead. Planet of the Dead is where you see all these things come to fruition, and
Right.
that's where it really pays off in the end.
In the end, yeah.
That's what Army of the Dead felt like. It's a Yeah, it's a fun action movie with zombies in it, but then you
Mhm.
add in all these little things. But then again, it's all leading to the next film.
Right.
So, and even with this I personally like Army of Thieves more. One, I do like the heist genre more,
Right.
but I felt like it was tied, but it felt like its own thing, its own standalone thing, right?
It did. It like
Mhm.
really the only thing that tied it was the
Was about
parallel timeline of the zombies
yeah,
apparently break, the outbreak in America.
yeah, the main character, and
Yeah.
also about understanding what the Twilight of the Gods are, and
Right.
what the roles and what the stories are,
What I
because that ties in into these
into
different timelines and whatnot.
right. Yes.
But
Yes.
as its own film, I personally liked it a bit more because it also had its own style to it. Whereas
Yeah.
Army,
Yeah.
whereas Army of the Dead is like, yeah, we watch. It's fun, it's exciting, but really, it's that opening sequence, opening title sequence
Mhm.
was really awesome, was really amazing, and it was kind of hard to capture that energy back, right? You
Mm.
know what I mean? But
No.
then,
Yeah. Yeah.
but some scenes are like you can tell, it's like Zach is paying homage to like other films like Aliens and
Right.
Terminator, and even with Samantha Wynn's character is definitely like Vasquez from
Yep.
Aliens, right?
Yep.
So there's all these little action movie homages to it,
Homages too. Yep. Yep.
and there's all these other little scenes and all these small mini scenes and mini sequences in it that makes it something of its own. But really, you're watching almost like a fusion of some things, whereas Army of Thieves felt more like it has its own style, and it sets itself apart as a whole stand as a whole like complete film. If
Yeah,
that
no,
makes
yeah,
sense.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Well, so yeah, I would definitely say, yeah, Army of Dead for sure was like a fusion of, it was like a hybrid
Mhm.
of all types of films in one, which is what it was selling for, right? That's what it was
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to do. So like,
It's a jump off. Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
so hats off to that. Okay, cool. Army of Thieves, though, yeah, though it's similar to other heist movies, it still had its own thing going.
Mm.
As you mentioned, the whole thing with the safes and the story arc behind
Yeah, yeah.
that, the Wagner guy, and and even to the sense of, I guess you could say Matthias, or not Matthias, what's his name, Dieter or
Mm.
Sebastian, right? His skill set and his skill level too, how he's
Yeah.
like almost one with these safes. All he has to do is touch, and it's almost like he has this almost like a daredevil ability, where
Mhm.
through his ears and through his touch, he has like some sort of sort I'm looking for, power, that allows him to like just understand the mechanism that he's trying to crack.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely still had its own thing going. I do like the meta of like the in and out, you know what I mean? Kind of
Mhm.
fourth wall breaking, but not really, the whole playing with the, how in that one scene where they do the whole
Yeah, yeah,
plan
yeah,
and it
yeah.
actually happened, like, and
Mhm.
it's already done, and they played around with some things, so it was fun. but then there was moments where it was serious,
Mhm.
you know, and then to Jeff's point, yeah, there was also the slight romance that, you know, carried out through the film, little by little, growing higher, but it wasn't in front of your face the whole time.
But all these movies have that
Yeah, they
romance.
have to have some sort of,
I mean,
you know, but
every superhero movie is a romantic comedy.
romantic, yeah,
Yeah.
technically, yeah, exactly. So it paid well though for this film for sure,
Mhm.
and it would be nice to see, personally, in my opinion, uh, what did happen to Gwendolyn. You know what I mean? That would be kind of a cool story to, you know, to if they were to do like another prequel of some sort, or another, you know, expansion. I would
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to know more about that character.
Mhm.
To see, did she ever get out? You know, or maybe it's like you said, maybe it all just comes together at Planet of the Dead. You know,
Yeah, I think Planet of the Dead that's the one where everything is gonna come together, and that's
right,
when you really see Zach pop off with all these ideas because now everything's set up,
right,
right?
right. He'd have probably communicated with, yeah, you
Oh,
know,
geez,
he could have,
you talk to Zach?
he
You
could
you
have.
talk to Zach,
He talks to
Jeffrey?
Zach, man. He does.
Geez,
He has some sort of like
I
telepathy,
know, man, I know, I
you
know.
know,
Or
for
maybe
sure, for sure. He be knowing stuff, dog. And honestly, I don't see that not happening. I mean, Dieter can talk, man. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
just his. That's another superpower of his. You know, he can talk. Uh, Zeus was like, "All right, you talk too much. I'm letting you live." I don't know.
Oh,
But okay. With that being said, let's get to this latest project that you were in, the Phantom Machine. Um, Dude, that shit
mhm.
was cool as fuck. Like, pardon my French, guys, but it's a dope ass uh short film that he was a part of. It if one, even dude, even the score that he used to go with it worked. It all worked. That's what I feel like just blew me
Yeah,
away.
because it was the idea of it was so Wave Shaper is a synth artist,
Mm,
and he had this track, and the director Vigendo, who's also a big Snyder head. He's like
mm,
that's his yes, Zach's his favorite director of all time.
wow.
So one of the things was that he wanted to make a like an 80s anime cyberpunk
Yes.
action film, but set to this music. It's a music film, music short film, I guess.
Ah,
So
okay,
it's to
okay.
promote
That
the
makes
latest.
sense.
Is to promote the single, the Phantom Machine. So instead
Ah,
of like making a video, okay, let's make a video and let's really go out for it. And he
yeah.
proposed this idea to us, and he said he wants to make this world, and he wants to make these characters and give this entire story for this synth music. And he
Oh
has the
wow.
music aligned to all the action and all the story beats and whatnot.
Wow.
And
Wow.
we started training and doing choreography. We shot in July, a couple of days in July in this place called Windsor. That's close. That's really opposite to Detroit,
Mm.
and it was really hot those days. So man, so but we did training. I would say a month and a half prior to that, just getting to all the steps. And even when training the choreography, he said like he wants to make this whole thing very Zack Snyder visuals, very Zack Snyder esque. Everything's
Okay.
inspired by Snyder, and when you see it, like yeah, like you can see
You
that.
you feel that. You feel that
And
vibe.
even with the action, where it's like it ramps up, it slows down, and it goes in like that.
Right. Exactly.
So again, we're taking all references from. You can even find some DC Comics issues. We took references from manga, video games, and even with the costumes and how we looked, even with
Mm.
even the
Yeah.
storylines and everything that appeals to us.
Right.
And we made this world, and the idea is that to get enough traction and enough things where ultimately one is that it helps to maybe flesh out this world, and maybe we can make who knows a series or even a movie out of it. And one of the goals is just get it to Zach and Debbie's hands and have them watch it. So the more
Mm.
noise we make, it's like
People, listen to this, because like, if you haven't seen it, the Phantom Machine, it's man, it is dope. I would definitely love to see what Zach and Deb think of it.
mm.
Um,
and
yeah.
also it's like he made it the entire characters, bios, the
That's
world of it.
crazy.
It can lead into an IP for Stone Quarry or even Netflix or
I
whatever
would
to
like
make
I would like to
something.
see
Yeah.
that because you see when you watch this, anybody who hasn't seen it, when you watch this, you'll know when you watch it, you're gonna be like, oh, I could definitely see more of this,
Mhm.
you know, uh, and so the thing is, you know, if you know short films are a way of condensing an overall, like, you know what I mean, like there's so much in so little time,
Mhm.
but like at least when I watch it, I know watching, I'm like, man, but if it was expanded, like what they could really do,
They're
you
like
know?
singles. Yeah, like
Yeah, they're
singles.
like singles, exactly. So like, yeah, in retrospect, it's like you got a single, you put it out there, and you put out your best single,
Mhm.
but it gives you an idea, like, man, like I wonder what the album can sound like, right?
Yeah.
That would be the equivalence,
Mhm.
revelation, or relevation, whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it could be like, okay, I heard this single. Okay, now what can this guy do with, say, 12 tracks? Can
Exactly,
this guy make a good album, or can he do
exactly.
more singles that can? Because
Can keep
we're
building.
always trying, yeah, always trying to find new talent. You're always trying to
Yep,
find newer voices, right? Because
yep.
unfortunately, it's like you got to stay relevant. Otherwise, you got the next person coming in. It's hard. You got to fight. You get to that point, but you got to fight to keep that point
Yep.
because you got everyone else. But also then you're trying to find again new voices and new ways to tell, to make songs, to tell stories, to tell all these other things.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, and that very much could be done with this Phantom Machine, dude.
Mhm.
I didn't even know that it was like it was all based off of a song like that. So now I'm intrigued to just see what that's about. And say, so the you said, man, what's his name? You just said his name.
Oh, Jendo, the director. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So he also does music. Is that what it is?
No, no, no. The artist is called his. Their name is Wave Shaper.
Okay, so that's the artist, Wave
Yeah.
Shaper.
The
Okay,
director is Jendo. He makes
Gendo.
films and commercial works and all these other
Gotcha.
things. And
Okay.
yeah, it's just again big Snyder fan and just trying to. Actually, he made a fan film for Battlefield a couple of years ago.
Oh
Yeah,
snap.
yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna find the link and post. But that's
Okay.
yeah. So he's trying to. Everyone's trying to get there, bro. Everyone's
Yeah,
trying to get there.
it's real, man. It's
Yeah. Mhm.
real. And I guess to wrap up this idea, right, or what we're talking about here, the overall topic, right? Um, you know, I want to ask what got you into acting? What is this something is was this something you always wanted to do, or you know, is it just something that just fell on your lap one day and you're like, I'll give it a shot?
I always wanted to be in the industry
Yeah.
and to help tell stories. And see, for me, I wanted to just be a screenwriter at
Mm,
first.
yeah.
But I did some acting here and there, but wasn't fully into it.
Okay.
But the best way for me to meet other people so that I can make stuff and everything was through acting because it got me on set and it got me to meet everyone else, and then I work that way out.
Right.
But as cliche as it is, I just got bit by the acting bug, and then I started to liking it. I do write my own stories, and some things have been produced, but I kind of like creating creating characters, being part of different worlds, and being a part of this. And I just yeah, for me is like focus more on acting. Where to me is that I always say this to anyone where about my take on acting is that I'm living different lives,
Mm,
because everyday life is
right.
boring,
Right.
except when you come in the chop shop, except but one time if I go be a character, I might live a life where I'm having an affair with person or be part of a murder mystery, or
Right.
another life is being something mundane where it's like, oh, we just have a family problem,
Right.
or it's another life. There's all these different lives I'm living,
Mm,
and I find that's where for me creatively and with acting, that's how I come about. Look at it is that I'm living many different, like even with Ruby, right? It's like,
Yeah.
you know, I ain't gonna do that. Or even when you don't want me here, it's like, what you want me to die? I don't live that life. Or even with Lamb, like that's,
Yeah.
and even all these like weird ideas and whatnot.
Yeah. I feel like there's another project you did
Yeah.
that just came to my mind, and there was one where you were like doing an interview, right? Like you're in a job interview or something like that.
Mhm.
Which one was that? What was that one called?
Oh, I've done a bunch. I forgot, but I don't know.
Because if you walk in with a suit, there's this female, she's interviewing you. Man, but like,
Oh, and then she kills me or something like that,
yeah,
right?
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Red notice, red notice. Yeah,
There you go. Red Notice. Ah, man,
yeah,
that
that
one
was
was
a
good
fun
too.
one.
Yeah.
But even with the Phantom Machine, right? I'm living this post-apocalyptic world. I
Right,
got
right.
cybernetic attachments on me, fighting this guy trying
Dude, that
to
was dope as
take
hell,
me.
man. He's like,
So it's like, so I can live out these lives and everything,
right,
and that's where with acting, it's I get the chance to make believe, right?
right,
And that's I
right,
get the chance to imagine, and I get to live in these worlds. So
right.
that's my approach to acting. And even if I've always said like one of the things is for me to act for Zach. That's my hashtag. I've never
Mm.
hid that from anyone. I've never kept it like try to hide it even when getting, because you know me, I got no beef with anyone. But but I remember 44 my boy 44. You know, it's like
The homie,
he plain out said it's like Steve's trying to find a way in. Yeah, we're all trying to find a way in.
for
The
sure.
differences with me is that I've always kept it open. It's like, yeah, this is my intentions to act for Zach. And if
Mhm.
I can find a way in, like I'm not gonna forget the person who let me in, right?
Right,
I
for
ain't gonna
sure.
forget. I ain't gonna forget. Maybe some other people might forget, but I ain't gonna forget it because then I'll be a hypocrite, right?
Right,
But also, you know my intentions right away. So
right.
also, that's the main goal is like just act for this guy. You know,
Mhm.
otherwise, why are we fighting for this guy? Why we spend
Yeah,
the past like 3 years fighting for this dude, right?
yeah, yeah.
There
I
must
hear
be
you.
some attachment to it.
Hmm.
So, and even if it doesn't happen, it's like I can still live out acting and again being in different worlds and different lives. So, you know, as
Yeah,
long as for me, it's like as long as I get to act and get to create, like who knows what can happen, either tomorrow or even even next year, right?
right.
But hopefully someday it'll be for Zach, and we have the end credits by Vega the Boss. Maybe Planet of the Dead end credits.
Right, in credits, you never know, man. I mean,
Yeah, man.
Zach,
There's tons of artistic people in this community that
right.
you you know what's the funny thing is that I've always said that, yeah, I'm an actor, but then everyone sees is like, oh wow, you're really good. It's like, yeah, no shit, you believe what we're saying. And
Right.
when you say like, yeah, I make hip hop tracks, I'm a rapper, and like this, like I make tunes, it's like, and then it's like, oh wow, Vega's really good. Yeah, no shit. Maybe you should believe these people.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah, no,
Maybe you
for
should
sure.
believe them,
Yeah, no, it's funny how that works. It's
right?
like since you're like not a big name,
Yeah, yeah.
the idea that you're actually good at what you're saying you do is it's
Mhm.
kind of hard to believe for some people, I guess. But then it's like when they hear what you got or see what you got, it's like, oh snap, no, they're actually good. And you could only hope that because if they truly believe that you're that good, that means they would,
Yeah.
help promote your stuff. So like, back to your point, yeah, for sure. Like,
I
you know,
saw I saw something Ice-T shared is that people who want you to succeed will make sure that you succeed.
yeah, facts. There you go.
Yeah,
That's big facts. That's big facts. So
exactly, right?
that's why anybody that contributes to anything that I do,
Hmm.
in any way, shape, or form, I'm very grateful, and that speaks volumes to me. Um,
And that's
because
where and that's why I say it's like
yeah,
whoever gets me in,
right,
I ain't gonna forget them.
yeah,
Like they're
exactly,
gonna come too. Like if
exactly.
you give me, yeah, that's only fair, right?
It's only fair. It's only
Yeah,
fair,
it's only
man.
fair.
I mean, and then even like as far as like who you want to act for, I mean, I think that's like common for every
Yeah.
actor. Like you have your directors that you like your dream directors. Like
Hmm.
man, it's kind of like for an artist, you have other artists that
All these
you want to feature with. You know what I mean?
and
It's
people you want to produce for you.
yeah,
Like
people
imagine,
that you want exactly, and you have
imagine
producers and
Dre
engineers. Oh,
Dre
dude,
produces something for
that's
you.
my, that's the dream. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like, if Dre hits me up, like, hey, I heard your man, dude. That's what I'm saying. That's like a dream come true. Kanye West call me right now and say, hey,
Yo,
I'm
for real.
there. I'm there. It's like, all right, bet.
No matter what you think about or even how he is nowadays, but as a producer, he can still bring it.
He can still bring it. I'm
He's a, yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
His
yeah.
last Donda album was still one of the hottest things I've heard in a while.
Yo, if Neptunes want to make a track for you, like, come on.
Oh, man,
Q-Tip?
right? Come on, man. Ooh-wee. That would be nuts, man. And shout out to shout out to even the producer I do have now and my engineer. He's dope as hell. We're close. So no, don't take this personal, Q. You're still my producer and engineer.
Hey man,
But but if if J.
That's
Cole were to hit me right now and say, hey, come, you want to lay down a track with Dreamville, I'm there.
but that's another thing too. It's like there's so many other artists that we know that we work with. Like for instance with Terminal Borough, right?
Yeah.
If I had managed to get, it's like what Eminem did with D12. Once he got in, he brought in all this. He brought in
everyone he knew.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
So the same thing here. It's like if only one of us needs to get in.
Yes.
And then you bring in everyone else because they're all creative, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I know for a fact that I'm going to bring in so many and reference so many people that I know.
Yes.
Because they took the chance on me.
Yeah.
And so that's only fair. It's like you took the first chance on me, so you can't never forget that.
Yeah. Yep.
You can't forget those people who took the first chance on you.
I mean, dude, like that's why even like for me personally, like that's like you said, anybody that I know that one was there with me, supported me, whatever. Even if like let's just say like for instance, guys like you, maybe even Cole J, Will Rollins, and let's just say I finally get signed to some big label. And because like for me, dude, I have ideas that I want to do for music videos, but I kind of want to do what your homie did here. Like I have more of I want to do like a movie thing going with certain songs that I have. And if it came down to it, and like let's just say I'm signed to, I don't know, Rock Nation or something, right? Yeah. And they're like, oh, here's a budget for a video. I'm kidding you guys up, like, all right, well, I got these actors. I want to use them and utilize. That's just the way I would be thinking. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even be looking towards known names and things of that. Like, what for? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cliche. Everybody's done that already. I'd rather bring in new faces, new talent, and just have new stories being told. Just rather than it's easy to just let's see if we can get I don't know so and so. Say all right. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd probably do that for another project, but I definitely my first initial I guess just idea would be like, well, I know this person, I know that. But even when it comes to like, I would tell the people that I work like they're like, let's say they want me to get someone like I don't know, I'm trying to think of like a famous videographer, but even if that were to happen, I'd be like, well, I got my homies too though that I want to bring on. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's just the way it works. I think like at least it should be.
Sometimes business is business. Like
Right.
You got to do things for this, but eventually down the line you got to bring in the people
right?
Or maybe it's like maybe you find a way. It's like, hey, listen, like how about bringing my boys here? I've been doing this. Like these guys can work too. You don't have to be like that. Sometimes you gotta play you gotta play the role a bit, but then you got to get to a point where it's like, okay, now I know I can bring them in.
Right, exactly. No, yeah, you got to know how to gain your leverage first. It's because even if it, and then once you're there, my pitch would probably be more like, are we going to keep paying these top dollar guys top dollar, or I got some guys here. It's a matter of just getting them the same equipment, you know what I'm saying? And they got the talent, you know what I mean? They just don't have the budget at the moment to go all out, but they have the eye, you know what I mean? Provide them with the tools, and they'll give us the same product at a cheaper price because we're, offering them the tools, or something like that, and giving them the door, an open door. Yeah, I just feel there's ways around it for sure, but
dude. It's all true. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing, but yeah, it's like you don't forget the people who brought you there, and
for sure,
some people can surprise you, but then hey, that's
That's life.
that's life. That's life. It's been happening for generations. What makes you so special, right? I mean, even Judas went against Jesus.
Right, exactly.
So what makes you think it's not gonna happen to you? You know,
Oh, that's crazy, man. For sure, dude. Um,
nuts. Right.
so okay, cool, man. So you like okay, you said you have other things you do, right? Like and I want to say like one thing that I also see you do a lot when I'm on Vero is you put up like your own like storyboards, right? Like comic
Oh, yeah,
panels and this.
drawings. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, your drawings, dude. That's pretty dope. Like, uh, so like, is that something you used to do first then, right? Is that what you said? You used to do your own little,
Well,
or that came
again,
along the way?
originally I wanted to be a comic book artist,
Oh, snap.
so
Okay.
I wanted to do that. So yeah, I got into just drawing comic books and got into this. Then Image was back was a '90s kid, right? So it's all
Yeah.
about Image, Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri,
Right.
Todd McFarlane, all those guys. So I got
Yeah.
into doing the style. Then kind of stopped for a bit. Like when you don't practice and keep practicing, you kind of lose it a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, that storyboard leaked. Somebody leaked a storyboard, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what
Who
happened
was?
here? Like, what happened? Then that started making waves, and everyone saying, "Oh, Zach didn't want this leaked," and all this other nonsense. But actually, it got me back into like, okay, when I saw like, because that's just a rough sketch from Jim Lee.
Right.
So it kind of, in a way, it kind of like got me back into like doing rough. Again, like fast speed drawing, and also going back into that Image comic style, because again, like it's been a while since I've drawn, and also like once the pandemic hit and everything, we all scrambled like, what the hell are we gonna do, right?
Right. Right.
But actually, it's kind of like a lot of things work together to where it's like, okay, I got back to it, and so when everyone's thinking like, oh, is this person going to be in the Snyder Cut? Is this going to be in the Snyder Cut? It's like, I don't know. Like, sure, well, let's just draw it.
Let's draw it in there. Let's see.
So, but it did get me back into drawing stuff and putting these ideas and whatnot, and actually, it really helped me get back to that Image style. So, I
Awesome.
still do it now. Don't post as much because the Snyder Cut's out. Like nobody can speculate.
Right.
It was kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it got me back. Yeah, it got me back into the groove of it, and got me back into the rhythm of like drawing figures and proportions, like comic book proportions, not
Yes.
just real life proportion, because comic book proportions are all different and all exaggerated and whatnot.
Right.
So, but yeah, in the very first beginning, like I always want to be a comic book artist, and who knows, maybe I can draw my own comic book later on. Maybe the adventures of Hamad, and there you go. Or
There you go.
the adventures of Film Gob.
Oh,
The Film
now
Gob
that
motion
was
the Film Gob motion comic. Now I want
I
a
want to see
McFarlane
that.
figure
Okay.
of Film Gob, and with 4 variants of
Right.
Film Gob, Shaker, Shorty McShortbread, and the other one.
Yeah. Who is the other one? I'm trying to think of.
The other one that pissed off Liz
Yeah. Yeah.
and all the cosplayers.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
my gosh, man, cosplayers need love too.
Yo, right.
Why are you pissing off cosplayers, Gob? It's like, geez.
Oh man, I swear that was hilarious.
The McFarlane for special 4-pack at Dublin Comic Con. I want a Jeffrey figure.
Jeff. Oh, we gotta have
figure.
Jeffrey. Come on, we
Jeffrey
gotta have
figures.
Jeffrey.
Like, need that and just have a watchtower there.
Right.
Need who else needs a McFarlane figure from this
Man, I mean, well, it's very easily Koji. I think him with his mask.
Yeah, Koj, yeah, all the different masks. Yeah,
and then different masks that you can like detach and attach.
there you go. Each figure comes with a different mask and head, so you gotta buy like 12 figures to get all the masks.
That's crazy, man. Go crazy.
Yeah,
Oh
the
man.
entire the Watchmen McFarlane line. Somebody sent this,
Yeah, right. Please do.
You want real life celebrities. There you go.
Yeah. Oh damn,
No,
man,
the,
dude.
the 44 McFarlane figure will
Oh man.
just be the parademon. That's it.
Yeah, right.
The one guy who did his job. The one
Yo,
parademon who did his
yeah,
job.
right. Or special option like the the very limited one. It comes with like just his head
With the
with the
dreads.
dreads for
Yeah,
parademon body. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. And and all of them you could buy special accessories. Just what is it? The banner of release the Snyder Cut. I have a cut. It exists. The Comic Con banner.
Yeah,
Then you
right.
get
And each different one, and then if you buy
yeah,
all of them, you can.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, now we're thinking, man.
yeah.
Now we're thinking.
Oh
If I
damn.
honestly, if I had the money, I would do this
Oh man, yeah.
just to see how hilarious it is.
If only, man.
If only. If
Oh
only.
yeah, yeah. That's crazy, dude. I can
The
just
film
picture
gob,
these things, dude. Yeah,
uh,
especially the film got one.
the film gob one with all the variants.
Oh man. Yeah, that would be dope, man.
Oh my god.
Man, dude. I had another question for you. What was it? Oh yeah,
But
okay.
who
Yeah,
started the Snyderverse?
yeah,
Who
right.
started the Snyder
Who
Cut?
was the
The
one?
movement?
Yeah. I think I would hope everyone knows that by now, you know. No, no. So the question, one of the other questions I have for you, is what is the dream? What is the dream of the overall goal? Like, what is it you see yourself doing? What is the end goal? You know what I
Mm,
mean? Um, like if everything falls into plan the way you want it to, 5 or 10 years from now, what is it that you want to have accomplished? What is it that you want to achieve? What's the end goal for you? What is it?
Jeez. Everyone has, anyone who gets into this industry, like they all have these dreams of like, well, I want to be in this, I want to be in that. But I would say to keep it connected to this movement that we're in,
Yeah,
one of them would be, I would say, a more realistic one is be a go-to for Zach. And
gotcha.
that, okay, I'll be someone to where it's like, okay, whatever project Zach is doing, whatever project Zach and Debbie and Wesley are doing,
Right,
is to the fact that, okay, I know they have certain, because the way the industry is, like you need certain stars for certain roles and certain just for marketability and everything like that.
right,
But no matter what project it is, sort of like a Richard Citrone, a David Carroll, a Samantha Wynn, is that, or even like a Harry Lennox,
hmm,
just be that guy to where it's like, okay, get on the phone, it's like, hey Steve, it's like making this thing, have a role for you, you down for it? Like hell yeah, Zach, I'm there. It's like
yeah,
a go-to.
right,
So forgetting to tie it into what we're all connected to,
right.
that's a main goal, is like to be a go-to for Zach.
Gotcha.
So that's hopefully maybe 5, how many years,
I mean, hopefully
to
sooner.
be just, yeah, to be just that,
Yeah,
like a go-to, no
yeah,
matter what role it is, as long as that I'm working with him,
right,
as long as I'm working in this project, and I know that he will know that I can deliver something solid.
right.
So and you said I'm a good actor,
Yeah,
just
you
from what
are.
you've
To
seen.
me, you are. Dude, look,
Guys,
there's
when people say there it is, right?
right. Yeah, exactly. Believe it. Just believe it. I
Say,
mean, no, for sure, dude. Like, trust me, dude. I wouldn't gas you up if it wasn't so.
see,
Um, and like I said, dude, when I watch you do your, partake in these short films you do, dude, I see talent. Like I do see genuine talent, and I feel like, man, like this guy could be on a TV show. He could be in a movie. You can do it, dude. You know what I mean? So it's like I really
yeah,
hope. I really
you never know what can happen. It's like some people they get to that point, and then after a while they kind of fizzle, right?
right,
It's like I said, it's hard to have longevity. You really got to keep at it. And when you see the guys who's been there forever, they're doing all these different things. Like for instance, Ice Cube is one of my top 5.
right,
But he's been in the game for how long,
exactly,
But he's made sure he's in the game for that long because does all these different things. Same thing with
right,
Snoop.
right. Stay relevant.
Yeah, still relevant.
Yeah,
So you never know what happens. But at least the one thing I can count on is that as long as Zach and Debbie and Wesley and Stone Corey are making content, making things, they can always call me up and say, okay, I know I can trust this guy to
Right.
deliver and to be part of that circle, pretty much.
Right. Okay.
So that's the
Okay.
main goal. They have all these other goals, but they're the other goals that everyone has, right? So
I
I want
mean,
to be in this, I want to be in that, I want to be known as this person. But at least this is more not to say it's more attainable, but more like realistic
I hear
attainability.
you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So just to say, like, all right, let's just say 3, 4 years, you finally get that like opportunity, right? And all of a sudden, now Zach knows. All right, call of Steve Kassan. I got this role for you. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now, let's just say maybe like Matthias, right?
Mhm.
Uh, you're telling me you wouldn't take the opportunity to possibly direct your own project, you know what I mean, like especially if that's something you did have an interest in, like as far
Mhm.
as creating your own stories and things of that nature, you don't think you have a shot for that, like and I say
I
that just,
would,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, I bring that up because I feel like even when I saw your little comic panels you're putting together, I'm like, oh, okay, he's you have an idea for storytelling and imagery, um and if you saying that was one of your first things actually was screenwriting, I'm actually quite curious now to hear or know if you actually had things that you were creating at one point that would be like a fresh or what's what I'm looking for, kind of a different, like its own IP,
Yeah,
right? If
yeah,
it
yeah,
becomes
yeah.
one, right? So I'm curious if that was what it, if that actually exists for you, and like I said, if given the opportunity to do so, would you not take it?
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely take the opportunity because, but also you learn from the best, right? You also
Right,
learn from being with experience.
right,
It's kind of like saying, what is it? If the one like a big artist comes to you, it's like, yo, I need you, yo, Vega. I need to make this new single. So I need you to ghostwrite something for me. I need you to be on it. I need you to produce it.
right,
So, and let's just say okay, let's say the weekend comes up to you, right?
right,
Yeah, it's like, listen, I'm making my new album. I need a hot single to set off the album, but I know that you can do it because I listen to your things. I know you can bring something new and or something original and fresh to it. Like, bring a new sound that's not accustomed to me.
right,
So, yeah, definitely, it's like, yeah, you know what? Take the opportunity.
for sure,
Whether
for sure.
whether it works or not, that's a different story.
Right, right,
Because you never know. But you got to take that opportunity, and when I take that opportunity, because you never know, Army of Thieves could have been a huge bust. Like,
and
yeah, we will say, yeah, we watch it, and it's like, oh, we like it, and yeah, it's like, I love it. But at the end of the day, you may be going back to, oh, that ain't that good.
yeah.
Luckily, thankfully, it is amazing,
No, it is, it really is.
and in my personal opinion, better than Army of the Dead. But just to say it, right? You never know.
You
You
know what
never
I
know.
you know what I will say, just to what did throw, because I was one of those people who watched Army of Thieves and then felt the need to watch Army of the Dead after. And what kind of throws me off, and I don't know if it was just this is just poor planning, not knowing exactly what they were gonna do with Army of Thieves, to the fullest, I would say, is how every vault or safe
Hmm.
in Army of Thieves is very intricate with design and you know the whole story behind it, and but the designs are like, whoa, like, oh, that's kind of cool, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And then but yet those aren't even the crown jewel, right? Those were
Hmm.
like the things leading to the crown jewel,
Yeah.
which is the safer vault that you see in Army of the Dead.
Mm.
But it's nothing intricate in design or anything. It's just a very big solid vault. You know what I mean? I was
Hmm.
like, I don't know if you guys thought that one through. You know what I mean? Like all these other ones had design, gold, and you know, sculpture, like
Yeah.
what's what I'm looking for. Indents or whatever. I don't know what's the word. evading me right now, but you know, that have like story and how has him help crack the code, you know what I'm saying, kind of, you know, whatever. And then you get to Army of the Dead, it's just like blah. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like it's just a very high tech safe slash
But
vault.
that's not the main focus, right? Because the thing about here is like when again, I say I like Army of Thieves because I love the heist genre,
Yeah,
and I would love to be in something like this or make a heist movie. That's something I would like to be in. But
right,
this one is purely on the heist element, whereas
right.
Army of the Dead, it's more it's more really an action,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a pure action film.
for sure, for sure. Like yeah,
And the main focus is not Dieter,
yeah. It's not
it's
theater.
Batista, is Scott
Right.
Ward reuniting with his daughter. That's the main focus.
Yes, yes.
Where and you got the side story because they have to crack the case, but here you can explore with Dieter and in his own genre, which is the heist genre,
Right.
and then you can have these elaborate safes and whatnot. And so
Right.
yeah, but I know like the go to Damarong is like the final epic,
Yeah, yeah.
and then at the end it's like okay, he cracked it in 5 minutes. So,
Right, right. You know, so
but
that
again, yeah,
well,
that's not
you
the
make
main
it, but
focus
yeah,
here.
you make, yeah, exactly. It wasn't really the main focus.
Yeah.
So I mean, the what I tell myself for it to make sense story wise,
Mhm.
to like it, you know, it within within that world, right? Is the last one is what it is because it's what did Dieter say it was? It's I don't know if he called it the fall or the end. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
something like, you know what I'm saying? Very, it was like a very just like,
The Siegfried, right? Because
well,
there's seven locks, and when you go through the cycle, it resets and something along those
yeah,
lines.
you know, but what he's mentioning, well, when I think when him and Gwendolyn are talking about the vault in Army of the Dead, um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the name, it means like death or fall or something like that, like it's the end, you know.
Mhm.
So to me, within the philosophical things that he was trying to do with the safes.
Yeah.
And let's just say there is a philosophical take on the last safe in Army of the Dead. The reason it's bland is because it is the end. There's
Mhm.
nothing more after this.
Yeah.
It's dark. It's, you know, the great dark abyss. You know, life ends. You know, so
Mhm.
there's no grandeur to it, really.
Yeah,
You know?
because yeah, when you open it, it's like as he says, it leads you to a new
Another
path,
realm. Yeah.
another realm. Yeah,
Yes.
but you need to open that door and get through it. It's
Yes.
not about what the door looks like; it's what the
Yeah.
door reveals.
Hope reveals, you know, exactly.
Yeah.
Which, and it's funny, what I thought was out, but what I did think was good is seeing that that was the last vault.
Mhm.
Um, it is the one that actually contains the most money, you
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
um, because that was like the thing, right? Like the first
Mhm.
one had like a certain amount, and the second one like a larger amount, and then the last one in Army of Thieves like 100 million. But when you get to Army of the Dead, it turns out there was like 200 million in
Yeah.
that vault. So it still adds up, you know.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, man, enough of the Armyverse, enough of the Snyderverse. We're here talking about
The Snyderverse,
The
the
Steve
Armyverse.
Kassan verse,
Oh
man.
no, the Vegaverse. No, I want to know the Watchmen verse. You know, that's get those
That's
figures
where
in.
it's at, man. Like, dude, no, shout out to the homies, real talk. You
Yeah.
know, those guys. Uh, man, I just love hopping in that chat every day and just, you know, the
We're
conversations that come to
still
life.
popping, huh? Still
Oh,
popping.
it's still popping, man.
You
It's
gotta
a
tell
great.
okay, we need to make figures, we need to make
Yeah,
shirts,
I'm
we
gonna.
need to
Oh yeah,
make
we there.
a
You know,
comic
and
book.
it wouldn't surprise me if one of them was actually watching. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they're like,
Yeah,
oh
they
yeah,
better. Then you start a campaign to McFarlane. Like we need
I'm
figures, man.
saying, man.
We need Funko Pops, and then all these other shows will like do Funko Pop reviews.
Oh man, dude.
I
Oh,
got the new
Jesus.
Pilly Funko Pop.
Oh, that would be dope, though. That would be dope.
I got the Lord Koj Funko Pop with all the different mask variants.
Yeah, the mask variants. You know, if I had one, it would be like different hats, just all these different hats you can throw on, and
Oh no, different
uh,
mics, different mics,
they're different microphones.
different mics.
Oh man,
Yeah,
hell yeah, dude.
that's a Funko collection. The Snyder Cultist
The
Funko
Snyder
collection.
Cultist, yeah, hell yeah. Oh man, that would be dope.
Hilarious.
That dude. But yeah, dude. uh, so yeah, so then you would direct then, huh? You would
Mhm.
want to.
Yeah, give it. Yeah, get the
Out of
opportunity.
curiosity, what was one of the, and like we could probably end it on this note, on this question, I should say. What was before, I guess it, I guess you stopped doing it, but like as far as screenwriting or creating your own content, what was the one that was closest to you that you were trying to create that you would probably even still to this point want to see be made, if there is such a
Mm.
thing that exists.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's like a bunch of ideas. For me, there's still this again. I still like heist movies, so there's this one heist movie that I really would like to, sort of like a small little heist gangster movie that I
Mhm.
like to do.
Yeah.
Kind of like something along very the first Italian job, like the very
Oh,
70s, 60s,
yeah,
that
yeah.
style, but also mix in with something like like with Juice or Boys in the Hood,
Oh,
like
snap.
something to where like I grew up in.
Yeah, yeah,
So along those lines, but that's still out there. I think that can still be done. But
for
to be
sure.
honest, yeah, I gotta go back to some of these ideas.
Yeah,
But you know what? To bring it back, to bring it all the way back, Wasted. I think I still bring Wasted back. You know, it's like
yeah,
it's still a fresh idea because it's not because as we've seen with Army of the Dead and zombies, it's not that zombies have gone out of style. It's just the way you tell a zombie story.
right.
And I
Exactly.
still think what we did with Wasted, it still has is still fresh. There's something in
Yeah,
there is where it's like it can maybe we gotta tweak some things a bit because it's been like close to 10 years, I would say.
right.
Oh, close,
Right.
yeah. It's been a while, so this is a we got wasted up before before Zach started his DC run. It's like
Yeah, yeah,
think about that.
yeah. That's
So
that's woof, woof.
before the BBS wars, and it's like
Hey,
I was there. I saw
hard times, hard
hard
times.
times, hard times. But what do
And
I
like
know?
no matter where you were, like it seemed like if you were a BVS fan, you had to get it. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was
Oh
Twitter,
my
whether it was
gosh,
Facebook,
bro.
whether wherever you were trying to. Oh my god, it just made no sense.
And that's the thing. It's like you see some people these days, like I don't remember you back then. It's like we're okay, that's cool. I don't remember you during these days. But you know, it is what it is.
Right.
That's it's released. Who cares?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who, who cares? The job is done. The story is finished.
The story is told. Well, the story isn't
Exactly.
finished, but
Well, think about this. Is that you got to think of it as chapters, right? Or
right.
no, not chapters, but yeah, different
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah.
And even like with some movies where if now everything is connected with the multiverses and sequels and all this other bullshit. But
Right.
if you look at movies back then, they made one movie,
Right.
and if they made another movie, either they get the same characters back to connect it to the first, but they told a different story, right? Or
Right.
you just seen another story with these characters and whatnot. So our story, I told it on Koj's podcast, it's very much like Seven Samurai, right? Like if
Mm.
you think about it. So that's the trial. Okay, what's the village? The
Well,
village is Zach, and bandits came and raided the village, right? They pretty
right.
much did.
Right.
That's what happened to his movie, his Justice League.
Mm.
So what happened? Word got out, bandits raided the village, and ultimately you got a bunch of Ronin, all these Ronin with all these different personalities. They came and banded together, right? That's
Right.
what we did. And ultimately we saved the village. Some stayed in the village, not gonna say who, but some died in the journey.
Yeah.
Died in the sense that you know what, I did my time and I left.
Yeah.
One example being Ramesh, right? I
Right.
God bless this dude. I don't know where
God
he is
bless
now,
him. Yep.
but all that I still remember the first Army of the Dead ever promotional material poster.
Hmm.
That hand with the ace card, Army of the Dead. That's
Yep.
Ramesh, right? That
Yeah.
was his design. That was the one thing that we shared around everywhere. It's like, oh, I'm so excited for Army of the Dead. What's Army of the Dead?
Right.
And it's Ramesh's poster. That's his design.
Right.
But he's one of those guys that died or just died in battle, meaning
Right.
that he fought. Some people fought, and they just left.
Yeah.
It's Mo.
Yeah.
She's one of the pioneers, right? But she's like, forget it. I don't need. I got legitimate things to worry about, like
Yeah.
this, like a pandemic, and all these other things. Not about a stupid movie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We got better things to worry about. And then some people came in, and some people like that. But ultimately, you got people who made little groups on their own, and we all banned. We all separated. We all left the village
Yeah.
because we saved the village.
Yeah. We did.
And you either have a physical copy or you saw it on HBO Max.
Oh yeah. I did both. You know what I'm saying?
I got both.
You know what I'm saying? Physical copy
I still
right
got
here.
my I still got my I love my HBO Maxes.
Oh, that's right. We did have.
Right? Remember that?
Oh
Remember
my
that? Do we
god.
still love HBO Max? I don't know. Like,
You know what? Like it's a love hate thing. You know what I mean? Like
what's going on?
there's still
Jason,
content
tell
on
me.
there, right?
I have no idea what's going on, bro. Because like now
Yo.
you're telling me Samba TV is no good. Like I thought Samba TV gave us
Yeah,
the numbers.
they were the good guys.
Yeah, they gave us the numbers. Now they're telling me no, not Samba TV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Oh man, it's crazy.
But anyways, going back to it, that story is
Yeah.
closed.
Right,
That story
exactly. The story
is-
of the release of Snyder Cut.
story is done.
Yes.
Restore the Snyderverse. That's a
Different
totally
story.
different story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whether
Facts.
that gets finished, whether that gets told, hey, you know what?
One can only hope.
Yeah, that because we're starting a new story.
Right.
But as far as I'm concerned, we got the job done, and this story is finished.
Right. It would be, I guess, the equivalent or the man. There's like a word for what I'm trying to say here, but anyways, it's evading me. But it would be like the first chapter, the first story of Release of Snyder Cut was like the first 2 seasons of Justice League the animated series, and then boom, it came to a close. But then all of a sudden, there was Justice League Unlimited with more characters and different villains, whatever. That's Restore the Snyderverse.
And also, the sequel is never better than the original. Right?
That's what they say.
The remake is never good as the original. Maybe sometimes.
Sometimes
it is. T2 is definitely better than T1, but
yes,
that's a rare case.
Yeah, no, for sure. You're right. Yeah, I'll give you that. I'm trying to think of any other movie that probably had a better 2 than a 1, but
like Godfather Part 2.
Godfather 2.
But this ain't Godfather Part 2, bro. This ain't that. No way. Let's be realistic here. Let's be realistic.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, how many second albums are better than the first album?
Man, that's I don't know, man. That's there's a few albums that I could say. I don't want to say
there's some.
There's some, and then I just feel there's some that are just. It's not necessarily that it's better, but it's just like, man, you keep delivering every time. That's true. Not necessarily surpass it, but it hit that mark every time, and you set the bar that high, and you keep jumping that high, and it's just you're consistent with that, delivering that, But yeah, we'll see. So we'll see how this goes.
We gotta see if the sequel is better than the original. But again, with sequels, is either the same players are back,
right,
or you get a new cast of characters, but you continue the story.
And either they could do it or not.
Yeah, they could do it. Or, they could not. But all I know is that this 7 samurai story, it's been told.
Right. Yeah. Facts.
So we'll see. Restore the Snyderverse. Yeah, absolutely. Rebel Moon, Armyverse, everything. Yes. By the way, I know Zach's watching, Deppy's watching. Get us for Rebel Moon. He's like, we're ready.
Yes. I don't mind acting, dude. I act, bro. Just so you know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not as good as you. I don't know. I still gotta brush up.
Don't worry, man. CGI can fix everything.
Oh man, for sure, my guy. I mean, Steve, I appreciate you, man. Honestly, since day one, we've clicked, we've connected, man, and you're truly one of the people within this fandom that we know now as the Snyder Cut movement or the Snyder cultists, whatever.
Snyder cultist.
You know, you're definitely one of the few that I can for sure say you have talent, you're gifted, and you have heart. And I really truly hope that what you're seeking out to succeed happens for you, man. It would make me happy to see success find you and whatever it is to you. Um,
Bro, same
yeah.
same to you, man. It's like your tracks, man, your rhymes, your the way you put your lyrics together and your word flow, man. It's like there's so many like everyone says this about lyricists and everything. Like for me, like I'm go back to lyrics like
Right.
Big Daddy Kane, Sticky Fingers, one best
Mm,
lyric. Tretch, Naughty by Nature. He's so underrated as a lyricist.
underrated for sure. For sure.
But my favorite, one of my favorite lyricists is Big Pun, right?
Oh, yes.
And dude, I was so he died on my birthday. That's the worst part about it.
Oh,
Like I know.
damn.
There's like
Oh,
so but that's so every time it's like I want to celebrate, but I can't. Like Big
yeah.
Pun. But
Big
when
pun.
you hear Pun like in his first album, his second album, all every time, and being how he's so big, it's like Mike, like putting these words together and everything. And what's that one? John Blaze, his
Mm,
entire section is like, oh my gosh, it's like
yeah.
this guy. And I hear the same thing with you, man. The way you put your words together, it's there's something about lyricism
Yeah.
that's that's really missing today. It's like you need like Run the Jewels is thankfully is the one main pop act, like pop hip hop act that's
Right.
actually brought about lyrics. But those LP and Killer Mike, they've been at it for a long time, right?
Yes. For sure.
But
For sure.
but you get your true lyricists, you got to go underground and you got to find these new acts and everything. And like you, man, I wish all the success for you and like because that's what you got to bring it back. That entire KRS Big Daddy Kane versus that the Jadakiss
100%.
versus and
100%.
it brought like how important lyricism is to the medium is to hip hop.
Right.
That's one of the five elements, right? As KRS said,
Yes.
and that's what we need. Like otherwise, it's pop music.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%, man.
Mhm.
You're hitting it on the nail with that. I think that's true for music as much as it is, especially hip hop, as much as it is even
Mhm.
for film. When you talk about commercially made projects now, right? That we're seeing even in the movie industry, right? It's like popcorn flicks,
Yeah.
compared to like just real deep, intricate, artistic visions,
Mhm.
So I think both um, platforms are in desperate need for sure of just true artistry,
It's
you
just
know.
waiting. It's just like waiting for something like to pop off.
Right.
So yeah, like and as I said, there's so many talented people. Koj, my gosh, like
Oh man.
if you run down all his credentials, like he's the most gifted out of all of us. It's
Yeah,
like this
dude.
guy,
That
like he
guy.
deserves. Like I keep on saying, I want to act as Zach, like work for Zach. Like he needs to work for Zach. Like
Yes.
the amount of
Yes.
talent that he has is like it's incredible, man. It's like he needs to work for Stone Quarry because
Dude,
he
I really,
understands everything,
yes,
right?
he does. He has an eye. He has an eye
Yeah.
and an ear. I'll give him that. Like, I mean, I don't know if you got to see the fighters video he did for
Mhm.
me for that song that I did for him for his the Justice Kingdom event. But man,
Yeah.
like he understands things. Like like it's not
Yeah.
like he just put things together. Like he took the video that my brother shot with me doing the live performance, and then he
Yeah.
added things from the Snyder Cut fighters, but like they land at the right moments, with what's being said, or even with the certain drum hits, with the slam, like he gets it. Like you can tell he knows what he's doing. But yeah, he's definitely one of the most talented. I mean,
He's honestly a valuable commodity. That's a person that yeah, Stone Quarry needs.
yes,
They need a Koj. He needs to work for there.
yeah,
So there's so many talented people who should be if Zach is and these guys are giving back to the fans, like of being having some gratitude towards us,
yeah,
well, like we want to help you too. Like
yeah,
let's all work together. It's like there's so many talented people. We
so
can all
many,
it can all be an in-house product of like
yeah,
an interesting in-house fusion collaboration of okay, you got creator, but you got fans who are also creators, and we all came together because out of a noble cause, right?
Yes.
We all came from a noble cause, and we all came together, and now and this whole entire community is making something for everyone to see, and it
Facts.
just shows. I think it's a pretty cool testimony in that, in how we all came together to help this guy
Yeah.
and help this family, but in turn is that they also helped us in that we're creatives waiting for that one person to like reach out to us, right? We're
Yeah.
waiting for Superman to reach down and grab a hold of us, like in the scene of BVS.
Yes.
So, and in turn, like we help Superman.
Right.
So it goes back. There's a whole like connectivity there,
Yeah.
and I think that you bring us all creatives in, and we can truly create something revolutionary, even more revolution than this entire release the Snyder Cut thing,
Yeah.
because that's just for a product, a commodity.
Yes.
Now we're creating an actual movement,
Right.
an actual movement where all these creatives, like we form together, and we have someone who has the resources and the outreach.
Right.
That's the thing. We're all waiting. We all need someone that has an outreach, right?
Right. Right. Yep. Yep.
And once you get there, like it doesn't matter who you are, as long as you have the outreach to help these people, because you help these creatives who need it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
when you help these guys, they're just waiting for the opportunity, and then you realize like, wow, it's like you got something.
Yeah.
And I think that can be really special. I think that can be really something here. But what do I know? I don't have a blue check mark. Nobody's gonna listen to me.
I mean, they should though, man. Like, cause everything you said right now was 100%. For me personally, like, even like, let's just say, like, with Zach or without Zach, I personally felt that if truly everybody who has a creative gift would just come together to create something, that would be something special. Just because it was a group of people that were in this movement,
Yeah.
together. Ooh, my brother Abu Naz. Hey, man.
Here's another thing. Yo, hold up. President
Yes,
of the
and
Rehabilitation
Presidente.
Center,
Yeah.
Vega the boss. I asked this a couple months ago. Now I haven't been on most streams or anything, and it's like, I know you don't listen to me. I wanna ask, where the album? Where the album? Huh? Where the thing at? Where the
Hey,
fire tracks? Where the tunes?
hey.
Vega the boss, the president of Rehabilitation Center. Where's the album? Where the album coming? Abu Nas, Vega the boss, the duo. This is bigger than Lord Tariq and Peter Guns, man. Come on. Where is that?
Right.
Where the album? Where the album? Where the album? Man, I want no Poindexter Lounge things. Man, I want that. That's a done. That's a leader of the movement. Man, I want that. Man, I want them real fire tracks, real fire. Me want volcano tracks. No fire, no fire. Volcano lava. Me want that.
Right.
Vega the boss, Abu Nas, the Snyder Cut album.
Hey.
Rough it up. Right.
Hey.
No, but seriously, where is this album?
No, you know what? Look, listen.
Where the album?
Listen. I put, I don't know if you caught, there was a video I put, it was a little it was like a snippet, of me of me rapping to a song that I have recorded, and I teased a bit of another voice that comes in following the hook.
Mhm.
And it is the brother Abu Naz, so I do have a single that I'm working on with him. It's but it's one of those things where time. This is the hard part when we're dealing with different time zones, because he's all the way in the East Coast, I'm in the Midwest, or I'm Central Time.
Yeah.
And then he's also busy with his job. I'm busy with mine.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where we're finding the right time, making time to make it happen. But it is happening. First and foremost, like, he was one of the first people I reached out to when it came to like working together with, as far as music is concerned. And especially because he is one of the first people I came in contact with that I saw rapped. in the movement. So I'm like, yo, I would like to get this guy on the track, you know. So yeah, it's and man, I can't wait for people to hear his verse. Like
Good.
it's so Abu
I'm
Nas,
I'm
man.
excited.
It is so
Yeah.
Abu Nas. But yeah, so it's coming now. As far as the whole album, that's
Maybe an EP, maybe just
maybe
like
an EP, maybe
maybe
an
3 or 4
EP.
tracks. Yeah.
Maybe I need to fly him out here to Chicago so we can actually get something done. So Abu, you let me know when you got some
Well,
vacation time.
we got the internet. We got the internet. We can do it cross link.
Yeah,
I was hearing the story. I was this one story about I don't know if it's the weekend or not, but they all did it. One of his latest tracks, they all did it like just in a matter of like in 5 minutes. Like you can just bounce back and forth like some things. But
right.
all when you first mentioned about this, I don't know if you remember this one track of Busta's like first album. It
Oh,
was
which one?
him. It was him and who's that dude he was with? Oh shoot. It was this like it's not his hype man, but
I know who you like. It
yeah,
wasn't his hype man, but they did a video too for it, right? Where
yeah.
it was like really crazy too, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
it was part of Flip Mode.
Um, ah, I know who you're talking about, but why is the name not coming to me
I
right
know. Okay,
now?
wait, hold on. We got the internet. We
Yeah,
got
I
the
mean,
internet.
hello, yeah, we're here like,
I was like, what are you doing?
trying to use our old
Okay,
brains here.
I know. It's like, but there again, we got the internet. It's like we got some Rampage.
Rampage,
Yeah.
Rampage. Yes.
At first, I thought like I'm going to hope to expect I would love to hear a track with you and Abu Nas, kind of like that single with Busta and Rampage. No Snyder
Ew.
cut nonsense, none of this, anything like that. Just pure lyricism, putting all your creativity on lyrics. I would
Well,
love to hear
don't
like
be
a back and
well.
forth.
Listen. Oh, well, okay,
I would
that we
love to hear
haven't
a
done,
back and
and
forth.
that would be dope as hell. And Abu, again, maybe I need to fly you out here. We come out here to Chicago. Saying you can stay in my place. Saying we'll hit up the studio. We'll get it done. But again, this song that we're working on, it's not really a Snyder Cut related.
Mm,
It's
mm.
its own thing. Like yeah, we reference certain things because
It's pop culture. Yeah.
it's pop culture, and it was me kind of like addressing the elephant in the room known as everyone's so focused on social media, and apparently it gets crazy on social media. As you said, it's the lunchroom, right? And we
It's the
know
lunchroom.
in the lunchroom sometimes the fights break out. You know what I mean? The
Yo,
food gets thrown. You
that's
know
the
what I
name. That's
mean?
the name of the EP, The Lunchroom.
The lunchroom.
Begging about
Hey,
Abu Nas.
hey. So on that note, it's so the track, just so everybody knows, it's called Social Media Wars. That's what it's
Mhm.
called. But yeah, it's not really Snyder Cut related, but there's
Good.
references, but it's its own thing. It's I wanted to keep it away from that, like just
Oh
to
yeah, yeah.
show that, that's not all we do, and
Mhm. Because
yeah,
you
like
guys are like you two are like for real, honest, like Rakim level, Busta level, like those type of lyrics, those like early '90s lyricists, right?
I mean, yeah, I think the reason being, I mean, I can't speak for Abu here, but I know for sure for me, like, yeah, the thing is, I listen to those guys. You know what I'm saying? The East Coast rap,
I still do.
those guys are the guys I listen to. Even to the more, I guess, not frequent, but like you mentioned earlier, your Jada Kiss, um, your Joel Ortiz, when I saw you put Yao that one day on the comments, I'm like, this guy listens to Joel Ortiz. Come on, man.
A little bit, a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? But I listen to real lyricism. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's my style. That's what
Mhm.
that's what feeds me. And not to knock anybody, all these other artists. Do what you do, whatever it is. But lyricism for me is where it's at. And then if
Mhm.
it could be a nice track, then for sure, all the same. Uh, Come on, Abu.
No, no, man.
Man, look, I'm telling you, y'all got to hear his verse. Um, he, I will say that he has even longer. Here's the thing, bro. I sent them. This is behind the scenes. I sent them the track, right, the beat. Um, and I guess I should have specified the length I wanted it. Bro, this guy damn near clears out the whole
Oh,
beat, just pa 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 pa. And I'm like, oh snap! You know what I'm saying? This guy going off right now. And then he,
Abu
yeah,
reminds me of so much of Cool G Rap,
dude,
in that
yeah, yeah.
it's like you're just waiting for like something for him to pop out, and when you hear it, like you don't really you don't really bring about Cool G Rap or some of these cats like on the same level like Rakim and all and Big Daddy Kane and all these dudes. But when you hear some of his tracks, it's like damn, it's like
Yeah.
it was hard. He man's go
I
hard,
just, what I love most about Abu is when he does he gets into the characters. You know what I mean? When he gets into the characters, I love
Yeah.
it, man. Like I feel like, oh man, like I love how he jumps back and forth. You know, and that's what he brought to the table with that whole. It's not even a verse. He did the whole song, really. You know what I'm saying? He gave me no room. You know what I'm saying? He literally just cleared it out, and I had to hit him up. I'm like, oh man, dude, as much as I love everything you did here, I could only use like up to
I can
here.
only use a snippet. Like I can't.
You
Where do I come in? Where do I come in?
know? Yeah. Oh man, you said it. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's what it comes. Like
Yeah, but that's leaving lyricism like
that's what it
you
is.
got
I mean, because
practice,
I
practice,
can't I
practice.
can't say that my first raps were anything to where I'm at now.
I know.
Even freestyling that came with time. Um, but me coming from the Midwest or from Chicago, it took for me to meet up with these East Coast cats. When I was living in Puerto Rico,
Mhm.
and I was introduced to these guys from the East Coast. One dude was from New York, another guy from New Jersey, and every time we were having the sessions, you know what I mean. We hear this, passing it around, and all of a sudden they put on the beats and they wanna, boom, kick off the freestyle, and I was like, oh snap, that was kind of new to me, but that iron sharpens iron, and
Iron sharpens iron. Yeah.
you know what I mean. That's kind of how that happened. So yeah, man, I'm sure it took a while. It took a while for me to master it, that's for sure. And I feel like I'm still a student to the game. Like
Yeah,
there's
it's like
still.
it's only like who like Black Thought is like on another level.
Oh yeah,
Like how can you reach that? You gotta like
right.
keep at it over and over and over.
Exactly,
Like some
man.
of these dudes, and even I think Common can still bust
Oh,
the freestyle like easy.
easily, easy. I mean, dude, I don't know if you heard his latest album, but I'm like, man, this guy still got it.
Yeah, Common
No,
still got it, and
yeah,
some of these other cats.
a lot of these guys do, man.
Some of these old
Uh,
school, yeah. Some of these old cats, like
they're still doing better joints than these
yeah,
new guys.
mhm.
Like I recently heard like the Locks, bro. They dropped something with I guess they did something with DMX before he passed, and I'm like, man,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the what I'm saying.
That's
That's what I want
enjoyment.
to
Yeah, that's the
hear,
street stuff.
man.
Yeah, the street shit.
But I mean, there's a lot of talented cats, man. All that to say, there's a lot of talent. I mean, um, but Abu, my brother, you know,
The McFarlane Abu figure, it comes with a rehabilitation place.
yeah, right in the background. You know what
And
I'm saying?
and in the background, you got all the pictures. You got Jody, you
Yeah.
got Andy here, you got Grace, you got Ann Sarnoff, you got all these cats. You got all the pictures in the rehabilitation.
Right. And then
The
he also
rehabil-
has different mics, that he can, keep,
yeah, yeah. The
you know.
rehabilitation playset.
Oh my gosh. Yo, McFarlane was good. Holla at us.
McFarlane, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
McFarlane.
Fatal, if we did one with Fatal,
Oh
he'd have
shit.
like ninja suits. You know what I'm saying? He'd have ninja suits that he's
Here
in.
comes in the I want the Fatal J hotline.
Yeah,
You got
and he's got like a cell phone.
you
Like
pick
a,
up,
yeah.
you press the number. It's like, yo, it's Fatal J. I got scoops from Matt McLuhan. Oh snap!
Oh man. Yeah, that's crazy,
I
man.
miss talking to Fatal. He's one of the best.
Oh man, no, yeah, he's definitely one of the best, man. No. I mean, a lot of these guys, man, I really, I'm look, actually, Abu, since I have you here, if you're still watching, like, when's the Dark Council you know what I'm saying, remerging, reconnecting, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to call it. When is that happening? I've been missing on my Dark Council, watch videos while I, work, and that's what I do. I tune into that all the time on Tuesdays. You know what I'm saying? So where's that at? When's that coming, man? Let us know. Um, anyways, yeah, dude. So yeah, Abu Nas, man, that's the homie, brother. Man, that I love that brother right there, man. One of the real ones for sure. Yeah, he's like so. Like I said, we got a single coming out. It's
Yeah, man, that's gonna be.
I again, when you guys hear what he got, it's. I mean, the song's gonna smack. I got another artist also featured on there.
Mhm.
His name's Drama G, and what he's got too is pretty. Again, it's one of those tracks where it's a fun track because it's kind of like just poking fun at the
And the stuff, yeah, and all this
yeah.
nonsense, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, this isn't the real world. This is social
This
media,
ain't life,
guys.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't life. But you act like, but people act like it is, you know what I mean? So we're kind of like making fun of that and kind of just but like going hard still because it is hip hop. So, you gotta take a few licks, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But it's all really in good fun because it's, again, just poking fun at this weird time we're living in where people take this serious. But
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, so but
You gotta do it for clicks.
you
I need my
gotta
clicks. I need my engagement.
right, you know what I'm saying? Gotta do it for clicks, the clout, the whatever it is, that apparently that's what keeps people alive these days. Um it's so crazy, man. But with that being said, man, again, dude, Steve, my guy, appreciate you coming on, dude, and just being able to
Oh,
chop it up with
thank
me
you.
about this stuff.
Mhm.
For anybody who didn't tune in earlier or really get into this part of the video, again, let me reiterate. Steve Kassan, he's an actor. Uh, his dream job is to work with Zack Snyder. So please share this, send it to Zack, whatever, Deb, anybody from Stone Query, I guess at this point, and just let them know that my boy Steve here got what it takes to actually do what needs to be done in any
And when
film.
you let Zach and Deb know, and also let them know that for the end credits of Rebel Moon, my man Vega, the
Right.
mouse,
And hey, like, right.
got a track to
And I'll
close
say
it out.
this, Zach. I know you're more of a rock guy. I think if I would take a guess, it seems like you're more into rock. But just let you know, I can dabble. I can dabble in rock too. I do some things with the guitar. I can actually play some drums. You know what I'm saying? I'll do a little nice, retro rock rap thing. You know what I'm saying for you. You know what I'm saying? Make it hip, make it pop. And yeah. We'll make it happen, man. And if you need something to hear to verify that, just listen to my Beautiful Lies remix I did, or listen
Yeah,
to what's the other one? Everybody knows.
everybody, dude, that is like one of the hottest things I heard, bro. Honestly,
Yeah, yeah.
swear, like that.
Appreciate it, man.
Beautiful lie was hype,
Yeah.
but everybody knows it's like, damn,
It was a different
everything
type
is
of
like
hype. You
on
know what I
point.
mean? It was a different type of hype.
Yeah,
Beautiful Lies. I
it's like,
see. So what I wanted to do there is I didn't want to touch it. What I realized is everybody grabs it and tries to sample it. I'm like, I
yeah,
don't want to do that. I actually want to just rap over it for what it
mhm,
is, for whatever Hans Zimmer did with it. So that way it's Hans Zimmer, Beautiful Lies, featuring Vega. You know what I mean? Not
mhm.
Beautiful Lies remix or Beautiful Lies. You know what I mean? No, I was like, for what it is, uh appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. But for what it is, and I just wanted to rap over that, kind of like what I did with the Stranger Things intro as well. I just feel like certain things don't need to be touched. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the sound that it has is it's good enough to deliver.
mhm,
And not to say that everybody knows doesn't have that, but between me and my producer, he's the one who like first we put it to him and I'm like, look, dude, there's something here. I know there's something here.
yeah.
Sample it. And dude, he just started sampling it and did his thing. And next thing you know, he sends it my way, and I'm like, woo wee, okay. And and it is what it is. It's got that, just that bounce to it. Like, you know.
Do you listen or do you watch Primo's videos about like how he made all these beats from
Mm-mm.
the salute to the floppy
No,
disk?
no, what?
Yeah, so DJ Premier, like I think it's about like episode 12,
Oh
but
shit!
he's on because he saved all his tracks, all his beats on the
Right,
floppy
in
disk,
the
right?
floppy disk, right?
Because of his recording and beat machine and everything. But some tracks last week The last episode he talked about the Method Man and Limp Bizkit track in together now.
Mm.
But he goes, there's about 12 episodes right now, and it just goes about like how he made the beat, how the story of how the beat came together, how the song came together, and
Yeah.
everything as such. And yeah, because everything he saves everything on a floppy disk.
Oh wow.
So it's called Salute to the Floppy Disk, and bro, just check
I'm
it.
gonna have to check it out. It's on
Dude,
YouTube.
yeah, on his channel.
On his
DJ
channel.
Premier,
I'm
yeah,
gonna check that out. I had no
it's
clue.
it's hype. It's really hype,
Hey,
bro.
okay. Yeah, oh man, dude, DJ Premier, man.
Yeah,
If I could work with him, oh my god.
that's
My
what everybody knows. Reminded me. It reminded me of Primo Beats. Like a
really.
lot. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow. Wow.
Just
Yeah,
the
dude.
way the hook came in, everybody knows, and also
Yeah,
the beat, the drop, and all that.
right. Right. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure the producer I have, maybe that's, maybe one of his inspirations. I wouldn't know, but yeah, no, I mean, I personally though, I love DJ Premier. One of my favorite joints, honestly, was one not recent, but it's a few years back, but it was with KRS-One, Nas, and Kanye, called Classic.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Boy, man, that one was I like that one.
mhm. Yeah.
No doubt. I'm saying, man. Matter of fact, if anybody knows DJ Premier, hit him up. On that note, I'll ghostwrite too, man. Let me just put that out there. I'll ghostwrite too. I can write for days, man. You know what I'm saying? I write in my sleep, man. I'll ghostwrite. If you know artists that are having a drought, you know what I'm saying? They just can't come up with anything. Send them my way. You know what I'm saying?
Ghostwrite for Drake.
Yeah.
Two
Come on, man.
ghostwriters.
Drake, if you need something, let me know. I
Drizzy,
got
come
you,
on.
bro. Come on, man. It's funny how that kind of works sometimes. Like, certain tracks, are ghostwritten for other artists,
Yeah.
but like another artist actually wrote it, but you somehow can't, like, the way that the artist it was written for, you can't hear it any other way, and it just works better that way rather than the original artist who actually wrote it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
true,
it's kind
true.
of weird. Like, yo, it's crazy. But yeah, Drake, if you need somebody, holler at your boy.
Yeah, man.
I'll take a trip to Canada. You know what I'm saying? I can go ahead while I'm up there, link up with my boy Steve. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. There you go, bro.
So, but man, dude, again, appreciate you coming on, man. Uh, go ahead and plug up whatever you got going on. Let everyone know any kind of projects they can find you on to see your work and where they can follow you at.
Main thing is the main thing I want to plug mostly is what we talked about is the Phantom Machine. If you go on the channel New Retro Wave, or if you just type on YouTube the Phantom Machine Wave Shaper, that's the main thing we're trying to push because it's not just me, but also my buddy Jendo. Again,
Right.
obviously he wants a lot of people to see it. Obviously, we put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy into making this thing, a lot of man hours. It's not just
Yeah.
like how it is in the
You could
lab. It's like,
tell. You could tell.
there's a lot of hours putting it, even down to the wire, man. He's got
Yeah.
an ultimate cut coming out, so that's an
Ooh.
ultimate edition of Phantom
Wow.
Machine. So
Wow.
that shows how much he's such a Snyder fan. He's got his
Yeah.
ultimate edition.
Wow.
But one of the goals is get it to Debbie and Zach's eyes, because
Yeah.
as long as they see it and they know that we made this with this amount of budget and with all this ingenuity, we made this here in our in-house studio. It's like, let's talk.
Right.
And that's the thing. They want to make sure that these Debbie and Zach are impressed. And it's like, hey, let's talk. Like, we can do something.
Yeah.
So Phantom Machine, Wave Shaper, the easiest way, watching it, sharing it, YouTube, on Twitter, TikTok, even just put in snips. Facebook,
Yes.
no matter Vero, tag up Zach on Vero. Just keep sharing the Phantom Machine. Just help your community, help your Snyder Cut, help
a brother out.
help your Restore the Snyder Cut community.
Yes.
Because that is how it all started. We all
Yes.
came together to restore the Snyder Cut.
Yes.
RTSC. We'll never forget it.
Yep.
You're part of something. So we're all part of it.
100. 100.
Help the
100. Hey, man. Well, what I will do for sure, and maybe you can help me out with that because I don't know where all your projects are. But what I would like to do is put a link, probably in the description of all these things where they could find these videos of yours, so that way you guys can look it up. Again, I mean, yeah, for sure, what he's talking about, the Phantom Machine. I mean, it's an amazing project, really is. Check it out. And I'm now I'm eager to see the Ultimate Edition because
Oh, me
whatever
too.
what they got now is it's fire. So I'm just curious, like, man, I really need to see this Ultimate Edition. But appreciate you, bro. You guys already know what it is, man. It's your boy El Divino Vega, the Chop Shop, where we chop it up about whatever comes to the table. With that being said, like, subscribe, share this video. Again, put it in front of the eyes that matter. You know what I mean? Put it in front of the eyes that matter if you can. We'll appreciate it. We'll love you for it, and we'll all be better off for it. All right, guys. Peace out. Much love. God bless. And we out of here, man.